So this bit of trim is going back on. But before I do so, drill some holes. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Incredible mess. It broke. I'm going to try shoving them in. This is the trim from the boot lid of a Citroen C5 X7 Tourer. And in a previous video, you might have seen me yank this off and do an absolutely terrible job of it. For those who did watch the video, you might have noticed how this bit and this bit both broke off when I glued them back on, and they seem to be very well fastened. Also this clip here, this wasn't supposed to come off. But anyway, so this bit of trim is going back on. Now the reason that I gave for not putting it actually into the car in the last video was because I wanted to check the rear defroster grid, because it wasn't working properly. And it still doesn't. What's more, I've already been over it with a multimeter and I just can't seem to find where the grid is broken. So I'm just going to have to give up for the time being, and I'm going to put this piece of trim back on. But before I do so, there's one thing I want to do. It's sort of future proofing. Now if you look here onto the side, you can see here we've got these clips. Now these clips are dreadfully fragile. They break off when you remove the trim, and people have told me if you got a proper tool it won't break. I don't have that tool. I do have replacement trim clips though. Now the thing is, these things are a bit annoying because they break off and they remain inside the tailgate. The other day one dropped out. First time that happened, because in my previous car that did not happen. It is a bit annoying, but anyway, I don't want to have to take off these trim clips. In fact, the whole trim, I want it to stay in place, but I want to be able to access the rear spoiler, or should I say the screws that hold the rear spoiler in place if I ever need to repair a tube in there, or if the third brake light fails. I don't want to have to take these things out. And the only thing that's stopping you from doing that are these two screws that attach the spoiler to the rear glass. So what are you going to do? Well, obviously drill some holes, and that's what I'm going to do now. So I've measured between both screws, from the center of the screw to the other center of the screw. It's exactly 40 centimeters, 400 millimeters. And now what I'm going to do is offer up this bit of trim here so I can measure how far from the edge the screw is. You know, basically from this edge, how far inward. 2.5 centimeters or 25 millimeters from the edge inwards. So the first thing I'm going to do is mark it up. Please forgive the mess, but anyway, I've already measured out the places where I'm going to make the holes. So that's 25 millimeters away from the edge, I think I've already said that, on either side, and 400 millimeters apart. I'm going to use this. It says it's good for PVC, which is a type of plastic, so yeah, let's see how this goes. First hole it has made, but it makes an incredible mess. Not the most beautiful thing, I will admit, but it'll do the job. And honestly, who's going to look? It's just going to be me. No one else is going to give a rat's behind. So this is the final part. I've already inserted the new clips, as you can see. Very easy to do, as you see here. As I said, they're the most fundamental part of this entire endeavour. Done. I'm happy with that. I'm going to give it a try. It's accessible. Yeah, it'll work. I'm not going to do it now because actually I've got to go and pick up my daughter, but I can see from the inside there is clearance between the washer, whatever it's made of. I don't know if it's rubber or plastic or whatever. there is clearance. So I do think this works. Let me actually bring you in so you can see for yourselves. Can you see that? Can you see there? There's the washer on the edge. So it was a quick video showing how I put that back and how I modified the trim so that I won't have to take the whole thing off again if I want to get access to the spoiler. So you know, this might break again. Hopefully that won't be the case. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please leave a like, subscribe, and there are t-shirts on sale at comfortablecar.club if that's your fancy. Thank you very much. I bid you farewell.